What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Takeover with your girl, Shay McCray here on Fubu Radio. And y'all know what time it is. We are inside the room with State Representative Brandon McGee. My boy, my brother. What's up?
What up, what up, what up, what up?
Nothing much. Yes. How your week going? Well, how was your week last week, should I say?
So last week was absolutely amazing. Did a lot, got a new job assignment. I'm really excited about that. Tried to do it. I was gonna try, but no, I'm really excited about that. And a great weekend with my team. We were down in New London. We rented a beach house, and it was really nice.
Always somewhere. You see what I'm trying to say? You like always somewhere, like beach house now.
Yeah, I mean Airbnb. Come on now, everybody can live their best life. And so, I was able to do some writing, do some reading, and kind of plan out the rest of the year. So yeah, my weekend, it was cool. It was cool. How about you?
That's what's up. Well, of course, this weekend was our dear friend birthday, and so we did a tribute dinner. Wish you were here. I know you had the obligations, but it's okay. It was really mainly for the people that was in Atlanta that didn't have a chance to make it to the celebration in Connecticut, and we understood that. So we just gonna put something very small and intimate together. Maybe about 50 people. About 50 people showed up. 55 people. It was very intimate and a great turnout. Amazing food, and just no problems. Just kept it very positive with the vibes and stuff. So very emotional, but we got through it, so
Oz would have been very happy.
Yes.
And cheers to my boy. Cheers to him. And I miss him. I do a great deal. But I do know, I'm sure he's probably had like 5 different fashion shows already where he is.
I know, right? I wonder what he's wearing now. Look. But
that's dope.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. But I want to get started with what we got to talk about. So much going on. It's so much going on in the world right now. I know there are COVID updates. Okay. Yes. Nicki Minaj.
Ooh, Nicki Minaj.
Yes.
You also hear that Chris Rock,
Chris Rock too?
Yeah, well, he's in a different category. Nicki is on some other stuff, but Chris is like, look, I have COVID and y'all don't want this. Go get vaccinated. So anyway, we'll talk
okay.
Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we definitely, because it was the Met Gala too. So that was the reason. But Simone Biles. Yeah, definitely. We're going to touch base on that with the Me Too. Yes.
Me Too movement is still live, and folks, kudos to Simone and her colleagues for stepping up. But again, we'll talk about that as well.
Yes.
But we also got to talk a little bit about the whole Fat Joe, Little Mo situation.
Oh, yeah. Because I missed that. I didn't even know there was a versus. How did I miss that?
I don't
and
know.
Those are like 2 of my favorites, like New York, what's up, stand up. Like, how did I miss that? But whatever, you know what I'm saying?
And of course, we've been talking for the past several weeks about the eviction moratorium. We've been talking about how it'll impact the Black community the hardest. And so we want to unpack that a little bit just to bring some awareness on it.
Yes.
But so we got a jam-packed show.
Okay. Well, I'm ready. I know you wanted to touch base on Kevin Samuels.
Oh my God.
Speaking of Kevin Samuels, I want to talk about Karen Civil. We're going to talk about Karen because Meek Mill done stepped into the shade room and said some things too. He's trending on Twitter as well.
Well, listen, I hope it's not the Karen that I talked about a few weeks ago. Y'all know these Karens out there. But anyway,
I'm done. But I will say to you before we get off, with all the stuff that's in the media right now, and I know a lot of it, even with the Fat Joe situation and the Karen Civil situation and Kevin Samuels. I spoke with a young lady last week, and I interviewed her. She has this she has Just Other Woman's Crown. Amazing woman. Her name is Tosha, and shout out to her. The reason why I want to run back to her because I just want to recap this real quick, and we're gonna go to break. But this young lady shared a story with me that was so unbelievable. Age of 18, going to college, virgin, okay? Only child. And she experienced date rape. But she has a company where she motivates. She's a motivational speaker. She manifests and helps people to market their business and adjust other women's crown. And the whole time she was addressing me as Queen Shay. And I think what it touched me so much, this woman kept a smile on her face. You should have seen the energy that was coming from her. It was like, the message I got from that, and I get touched a lot, don't get me wrong, but there's very few that really touch me, only because I do interview a lot of people. Nothing personal, you guys. It's just, I see a lot of things, and I see a lot of stuff. So it got to be that extra special. You're special anyway for being on the show, but you got to be that extra special to have that certain touch. And for her to have gone through so much and adjusting other women crowns, that's amazing. I just want to shout out to her. Shout out to Shar. I will run that interview again. I said I have to because that was amazing. And everybody have to hear that message. So I just wanted to share that with her, with everyone on that one. Yes.
Well, I got to say this, Queen Shay, you do a lot of women empowerment, which I think is absolutely phenomenal. And it's not happenstance that a lot of these Black women or women in general are gravitating toward your personality. So I think it speaks a lot to your mission in helping to create platforms for young women, or just women in general. So that's dope. Because I mean, I'm thinking about Vanessa, who was on Inside the Room.
Oh my goodness, another one. You know
what I'm saying? Just
oh my goodness.
But anyway, we could probably
we could talk recap other the women that we done brought on here, because you done brought some amazing guests. But all right, let us go to break. When we come back, we got some stuff to talk about. All right, you guys keep it locked. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back to the Takeover with your girl, Shay McCray. And of course, we are inside the room with State Representative Brandon McGee. You know, oftentimes we always say State Representative Brandon McGee, but we forget what state to talk about what state he's actually repping. And that is the state of Connecticut. So I just wanted to share that with everyone before we continue to move on.
I say I'm the representative of the United States. How about that?
I know that's right. You know what? I want to say the rep of the U.S. here. I know that's right, but that's what's up. So what we got today?
So, just to double back on the entire eviction crisis that the U.S. will be faced with, we know that a few episodes ago here on The Takeover, we talked a lot about the impacts of evictions on Black and brown people in particular. But there was, and just so that everybody understands really quickly, evictions, right? Evictions or forced relocation is a critical and understudied mechanism that drives residential mobility, particularly in inner city neighborhoods among low-income families, all right? That's eviction. We want to make sure we're all on the same page.
Well, can we say particularly just happens in the low-income families? Because it happins all over. Like if you, and even in a different area, if you get,
I have to disagree.
Really?
Okay.
So if I lived in a white neighborhood and I didn't pay my rent, you mean to tell me I'm not going to get evicted? This is new to me. I mean, I'm being serious.
I think socioeconomic backgrounds, it's real, right? And so when you have low income families that don't have sort of access to the resources that a Shay McCray or any other person of means might have, then it's really hard for a landlord to just abruptly evict someone of that status. So you and we might be a little bit more well-versed in, okay, I know what to do, and you're not just going to put me out. And that's the reality, right?
Wow.
And so we have to put in protections for low, moderate income families who unfortunately live in situations where they don't have that control. You also have to consider, slum landlords and landlords who are not from the particular neighborhood where these families reside. They don't care about these folks.
Oh wow.
And so so that's the only reason why I say I
Okay.
disagree.
I got you.
But so with all of the moratoriums meaning you don't have to pay your rent until you have it, right?
Yes.
All of those moratoriums are being lifted on both the state and federal level in some cases. Some states, like the state of Connecticut, we're revisiting our executive orders. Basically, it's the power that the governor has to during a pandemic to say, look, I want to put in a moratorium for, X amount of time to protect tenants. And by the way, Shay, you brought up something very important. What about the landlords? So we now have in the state of Connecticut upwards of about $123 million that would go into a fund to help private owned landlords of single family housing so that they would have access to it as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, because big corporations received money for their corporations for the for them not being the funding. They did receive funding for that. That is true. Okay.
Yep. And so, this whole crisis on the Black community is real. There's always been a historical racial inequity in housing security. And we knew that, all of this existed pre-COVID. And so it's just exacerbated all of what's happening as a result of COVID and the eviction crisis. So I only bring that up because I want to make sure people understand that this is real. We are not out of a pandemic and we're still seeing the effects of it, and that there are resources available, right, in your state. There are funds, there are resources for those who are faced with the potential of being evicted. You can go to your state Department of Housing, or you can go to your housing authority, and to really see what types of resources might be available to you. But this is ongoing, y'all. And I know that there was an article in some sort of a housing study that looked at a serial eviction filings in Atlanta, in which landlords file repeatedly against the same tenant, found that the share of the renter population that is Black has a stronger sort of value than the share of the renter population that is cost burden, paying over 30% of their income on rent. Atlanta, y'all got a lot of stuff going on down there. But on the other hand, there was another study in the social science research that looked at Milwaukee during the Great Recession, found that other neighborhood characteristics are predictive of eviction patterns, but racial composition does not itself impact, what you agree with, impact eviction rates. So there is a lot of conflict around.
Well, I didn't agree, technically agree with it. I just wanted to, but
it actually supports your thought in that. Because I live in a particular area doesn't mean I can't get evicted.
That's what it was, kind of threw me off a little bit. Like, what are you talking about? They're not getting the same landlords that we are getting. Why are they so going after this community versus
there are more restrictions. There are less restrictions in communities where there are a lot of poor people. That's a fact.
Got you. Okay.
So
speaking of that, let's talk about this COVID update, because I know this still, like you said, we're still here in this new variant, Delta. With that being said, there, from what I hear, there is also a third vaccination that is required with Moderna, from what I hear, or some booster shots as well. Yes.
So with Moderna?
Moderna is doing a shot where it'll help with the flu and COVID.
Wow, that's scary. Okay, that's different.
Did you say that on the?
You said
that loud.
Yes.
Wow, you said that
so
very
that means
loud.
I did. And I want people to, I'm going to do my research. That's different.
Wow. Okay.
Because I've not received the flu shot in decades. So
I've never had the flu shot as well.
Yeah, so combining the two, that's different. So anyway,
very different.
Dr. Fauci urges Americans not to get the booster shots until they are eligible. because there has been a slew of people
Yes.
saying, I just want to go get protected. I'm going to get that booster shot. And they just got the shot like 2 weeks ago. Calm down, y'all.
Yeah.
Breathe.
Well, one of my friends was vaccinated back in February as well, when it first hit, like February, January, and they just received the booster shot. And apparently you're supposed to wait 6 months from what I hear.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they were extremely sick.
Oof.
Her and her husband. Bad. Really bad.
Well, I mean,
I'm sharing that on here, but
no, I think, everybody responds to
Yeah.
these vaccines differently, right? So when I received my one shot, Johnson & Johnson, my arm was sore, but I wasn't sick. I was fine.
Yeah.
So he's urging people to kind of wait until it's time for you to go get your booster shot. He's also defending President Biden's decision to release a plan for COVID boosters before regulators had given them their recommendations. And we talked about that on the show as well with the CDC. Some interesting points here. Mississippi's governor, he plays down sort of the state's high death rate around COVID. The fact of the matter is, Mississippi, and I hope we have some folks listening from Mississippi, y'all need to go get vaccinated. But anyway, Chris Rock, as we said in the opening, says he has COVID and he's encouraging people to go get vaccinated. He was, in his words, you don't want this. And then
everyone
there's
that's
also
had it said the same thing. I know. I spoke with quite a few people. Yeah, they say it's a different beast.
And Madrid is set to remove most of its restrictions on Monday. So that's kind of interesting. Like, I would love to want to know what Madrid has done to keep those COVID numbers down. And then when COVID-19 stole their sense of smell, a few experts lost their minds. They didn't understand like what's happening. And this was in Paris. So the article talks on and on how they ran this test around peanuts, smelled like shrimp, raw ham, like butter, rice like Nutella. It's a hot mess. So in other words, those symptoms would be troubling enough for anybody. But the experts who were experimenting on this really had a lot to say. So we'll probably have to spend a little bit more time unpacking that, giving you some context on their study related to COVID. But nonetheless,
well, it's interesting you talking about this, because I do know another young lady. She was on live a couple days ago, and she was saying that she has not received her taste or smell back as of yet. Like, they want to do studies on her and the universities in reference to this, but there are a few people that saying they smell has not come back. You don't regain all your senses back.
And memory. You have delayed cognitive sort of ability. It's hard. Goodness. It's hard for you to catch up. You still have your mind, you still have your brain, you're very articulate, but it's a delay, right? Wow. And so speaking of, we mentioned Chris Rock and all of that other stuff. Y'all know I love Nicki. I love Nicki Minaj.
I love Nicki too, but I love Lil Kim.
I love Lil Kim. So Nicki Minaj, she shared on her social media that she had declined an invitation to the prestigious Met Gala. Can you tell me again what the Met Gala is? I was so turned off when I saw
the looks.
It must be a new thing, like anyway, I'm not gonna say.
Well, the way it works is themes. That's how they do Met Galas. They every year that you attend, you dress up as a certain theme.
So can we go next year?
I would love to go. It's an amazing experience. But this year's theme was American independence. So if you notice, that's why Sierra wore her husband's number like a jersey, the Seahawks. That was because of football. If you notice, J-Lo was more like a cowgirl. If you notice,
I didn't watch it. I'm fine. So we know what Met Gala is.
Yes. So their theme. So with that being said, this year they required them all to have been vaccinated.
Nicki wasn't, and she was like, look, I won't meet the balls requirement, period. Then she goes on her Twitter handle If I get vaccinated, it won't be for the Met, she tweeted. It'll be once I feel I've done enough research. I'm working on that now. That explanation, they say, was very puzzling, because she went on to say that her cousin's friend, basically his balls
blew up or was swollen or something. I don't know. I'm not upset with her statement. You already know.
Oh no,
you know
I'm
not.
Hold on. I gotta tell you this though. It had nothing to do with it. As a matter of fact, on the readout, which is another personality who does news media, she basically was just insinuating perhaps it could have been an STD. Let's let that settle. Furthermore, like, it had nothing, and Dr. Fauci and others, and even do they have prime ministers in Trinidad? The elected officials, their CDC in Trinidad, basically spoke against what Nicki Minaj, who is of Trinidadian descent, basically says she's wrong. This is not true. It has nothing to do with COVID, and we denounce that. So I want to hear your perspective on this, on how personalities are using their platforms not in a good way.
Yes, she was. They did come after her in reference to that, because they felt as though that she have all those million followers. That I think it was like 23 million followers.
Keep talking,
like
I'll tell you. Yeah,
and they felt like she should utilize the platform in a different way. However, recently I even received a email from the NAACP asking me to become
NAACP?
NAACP.
NAACP.
NAA. I say it together. Sorry, my accent. So NAA is sorry.
And that's the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People.
Yes. So they have reached out to me and asking for me to become a brand ambassador, using my platform to promote the need to be vaccinated.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Oh.
I get it, but I digress. I understand. I get it, but I feel like at this point we should still be at freedom of speech on how we feel. If Nicki feels as though she wants to do more research, wait a minute, that is her choice.
That's have not a issue. No, but that's not the issue.
Issue about spreading about the balls, right?
The misinformation is the issue, and recognizing that she was being irresponsible and not doing her homework to figure out whether or not testicles being impacted by COVID is real.
I totally agree.
Yeah. No.
I completely agree with that. However, I think
22.8 million.
Okay, 23. It's the same. So I agree with I kind of get where she's coming from. Maybe I'm pretty sure she researched. Maybe she's still researching. I'm done. With that being said, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I do want to get into Simone Biles with the Me Too movement. Okay. So you guys keep it locked. Don't go nowhere.
Okay.
Welcome back to the Takeover with your girl, Shay McCray. And of course, I'm sitting here inside the room with state representative who represent the U.S., Brandon McGee. That's how
one day, y'all. One day I'm gonna run for president. I promise you, I will.
One day, I know that's right. Shoot, listen, I'm here for it. I'm campaigning.
Yes.
But I did have to cut the last segment short because I don't mind the conversation in reference to the vaccination. It just becomes a big controversy. Not that me and you, I know we're here to talk about
I think it's for education purposes.
Yeah, so
everyone has their right and their belief. I think both you and I, Shay, we respect anybody who does their homework and land on whatever their decision is.
Yes, who does their homework, keyword you said.
Yeah, and I mean, we have responsibilities to ensure we do our homework before we share information to all of our FUBU family and our listeners. So I just think it's important at that level, be ready for people to I'm sorry to say, attack you.
Yeah, or maybe give their opinion, whether you're vaccinated or not. They're going to give you opinion on your page, whether you say, hey, I'm here for the vaccination. Be ready for the floods of the non-vaccinated to come under your post. If you decide not to be vaccinated.
Yeah. So there was an NPR post on Facebook, the national NPR public radio, and it was about meat. So they were recalling meat or the price gouging or whatever. And so I posted on there something about it feels good to be a vegan or that vegan life is whatever. When I tell you,
they came after you. What did they say?
It was a
I want to know.
It was a mixed review. Let's just put it that way. But the reason I'm bringing it up is that there are people who they have an opinion about something. And as something as small as me making a comment on a post that had 150,000 comments, I received almost upwards of 600, 700 likes and comments and commentary on, oh my God, your classism is showing and your privilege, and don't you understand that vegetables are expensive? And I mean, people went crazy.
Oh, that is true. Okay.
It's not true. You can support vegetables your farmers market. You can support your farmers market. You could do a lot. Okay.
That's another conversation for another day.
All right.
I do believe that when you do you see the strawberries? They're $6 just for a bucket of strawberries. You could go get you go get TV dinners for $1. Think about it.
Yeah, you're right.
You could buy Louis Debbie cakes for $1 and give you what, 12 that feeds everyone. I'm being honest. No, there is a difference with the processed food versus fresh food. So yes, I agree. You could probably go to the farmer's market, but I'm here. I'm vegan too. But so
just the name of the article was high meat prices are helping fuel inflation, and a few big companies are being blamed. My post was that hashtag vegan life is everything. And the rest is history. Okay. Anyway, moving right along.
Did you respond? That's all I want to know.
I did. Yep.
I'm trying to argue with these people that eat meat. Don't you know they have vultures? They get on my nerve too. I ain't going. Like I said, that's a whole other conversation for another day. Oh, you gonna eat lettuce? You gonna eat this? Oh, we don't have nothing for you. Keep eating that crap. Blah, blah, blah. Like, this is what I like to eat. Don't ask me to cook. How about that?
That's what I said. And I said to one guy. I said to each his own. Like, you do your thing.
Yes.
Like, I can't. And then it got out of hand. Then Karen came on, and then I had to check her, like, ma'am, you don't know me, I don't know you, let's be real civil on this page, or else we're gonna have to go there. Like, wow. I'm here for it, But anyway, so
all right, let's get into Simone Biles. Yes, the Me Too movement.
Yeah. So, well, I think there's a correlation or connection between the Me Too, but Olympic gold medalist Simone Biles, considered one of the world's greatest gymnasts, broke down in tears during last Wednesday's hearing before Congress as she shared her story of being sexually abused by the USA gymnastics doctor, Larry Nassar. I'm not going to go into a lot of details, but the fact is, and what we need to know, is that journalism is real, good journalism is real, and as a result of good work by a particular newspaper in Indianapolis, was able to really shed some light on what was happening in the USA gymnastics. Now, we know that, and her claim is, along with her colleagues, Simone Biles, is saying the FBI failed us, basically. They knew that this man was sexually abusing these young girls, and they did nothing about it. So her testimony before the Senate Judiciary Committee last week was powerful. I watched it, and it just brought me back to the Me Too movement and asked the question, and this is a question that someone else asked, but it really stuck with me. Is the Me Too movement like anti-Black and anti-Black male? Does the Me Too movement actually support Black women as they go out and fight for justice? And you know,
good point. We're gonna have to do some more research on that particular.
But I will say this: the founder of the Me Too movement she's on a tour to really shed light on sexual abuse on college campuses, etc. And she's doing this college tour, and it kicked off at Howard University, and she was able to respond to that. And she basically denied, like, no, we're not anti-Black, we're not anti-Black male. We are here to support the voices of our victims and to hold people accountable. So I really applaud her for clarifying that and clearing the air. But this is something that we should pay close attention to, and shout out to Simone Biles and her colleagues fighting for justice. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Well, yeah, good luck to them. I every time I hear these stories, the first thing that pops up in my head is they're still doing this.
I know.
Like, are they not watching the news? Like, what's going, like, that's sometimes like when people were leaving kids in their car with the windows up. Remember that whole morning? Every time you turn around, somebody went to jail for leaving their child in the car. It's like, are you not seeing the news? People are going to jail behind this. Why are you continuing to do this? Like, why are you thinking that these people are not going to tell? Or like, I don't know. I just, it's just sad. It is sad to take advantage of someone just so they can get, it's really for the advancement, and they're taking advantage. Yeah. That's really what it's about, So, I know you want to speak on Kevin Samuels, and the reason why I want to go into him right now is because he speak about Black women and how they do certain things and stuff, and let's just get right into him, because I did catch a little clip with him the other day.
Okay, so just for our listeners who may not be aware of who Kevin Samuels is, he calls himself an image consultant. He's an influencer. Really? He's an influencer. He's a lifestyle coach, and he has upwards of 1 million followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
And his latest post is, and I'm going to paraphrase, he's basically saying it's not uncommon to hear Black women lamenting the fact that Black men don't have or feel so unsupported out here. Often it makes them sad and angry, but I wonder do they understand that they are also at fault? Single women understand this, that most of the reason why single Black men are unsupported is because of the lack of wives. You want to help. So, and then on the flip hand, he goes on the opposite extreme, and one might consider him a womanizer, the way he responds to some of the females who join his lives asking for advice. And it's very entertaining, but it's also sad. But I am at fault because I watch it, and
it's very entertaining. I'm gonna be real with you. I got caught up in the moment, and I am a woman too. And I think it's not the message, it's the delivery.
I agree. He's very rude and condescending.
That's how I'm gonna just leave it like that. That's it.
Let's bring him on. I want to talk to him.
I would love to talk to him. He probably charge us because he's like, I'm just being honest. Like,
people like, well, why do I need to come to you? Like,
right? What did they come to me? Tell me about it. I would love to go back and forth with him, because I would tell him like all statistics that you state and you don't know. You really don't. It's not 100%, but I will tell you that he is somewhat telling the truth, but it's not 100%. You know. So because I'm not
get you on.
I'm not married by choice. You know what I'm saying? But I can be married. You know what I'm saying? And I have been married, and my husband didn't leave me. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a lot of things. You get what I'm saying? And I am a successful Black woman. And I am, it's like, like, it's just, look, because he thinks, if you're independent, you're running off, man, what a man could do with you that you haven't provided for another man. What do you mean? Provide like he hasn't provided for any other woman before. That's what he could do for me. No, let me quit. Let me not.
But you did want to talk about Karen, though. Karen
Civil, yes. If you guys do not know, she is a marketing guru, quote unquote, here in the industry, and she's been known to work with celebrities like Meek Mills, Jessie Woo, and so many others. Well, apparently she's under fire. Twitter is going in on her because she admitted to having Jason Lee's Hollywood Unlocked page shut down in 2018. Okay. Apparently she paid someone $20,000, a young guy, a young kid, okay, $20,000 to have his page shut down. Also promising that she'll pay him another $10,000 and help him with his rap career. Okay. Apparently she defaulted on the other end. Okay. He immediately came out. She admitted to it, apologized to Jason Lee, contacted the guy again. They got his page back up. Okay. But at this point, why go through that? Also, Meek Mills has come out and to speak, and
that's my boy. I met him.
Cool. That is my boy too. And it's like crazy because one of the reasons why she under fire, because they're like, do she not know that using unauthorized computer access is illegal, and admitting you hired someone else to do it is even worse than stupid?
That's right.
So they're basically saying Jason Lee can sue. Okay. She always calls herself the Olivia Pope. Okay. Miss Olivia Pope, but don't call me Olivia Pope if you don't know I get my hands dirty. Okay. Anyway, Meek Mills apparently posted, Karen was my friend and turned on me for opportunity. Start having the blogs posting negative about me to some conspiracy. I forgive her, but I definitely don't want to deal with y'all industry people that move like that. You should admit what you did to me. She then responded and said, you know damn well I ain't have no sight play you. I literally just supported your album and shown you nothing but cordialness and respect last few years when we seen each other. Then she said, said in the chat room on Clubhouse defending you and didn't take part in these Twitter key moments. Like, come on with the BS narrative. So
this is too much. This
is a lot. I'm like, I honestly think that was wrong. No matter what it is, like to do that and to admit that you did that to someone is really, really wrong. And I don't know what's the narrative behind it or why she did it, but I know why she did it. He wouldn't take down a post that she asked him to take down. Like, he refused to take down a post and he wouldn't take it down. And that's why she went in. So with that being said, I'm a little upset about that. I don't know. Are you looking up some stuff now? What you found out? Everybody's going in on Karen. What else?
I am, but no,
let me take that back. Also, with that being said, the young lady, Jessie Woo, she was also from Love and Hip Hop Miami. She just won a civil case. She sued Karen civil. Yes, for taking money.
Karen down.
Yes. So that's how everything came about.
So my connection to Meek Mill and his camp and Van Jones is working on the Reform Project and basically providing opportunities to formerly incarcerated and helping folks. So ending on a high note, shout out to Meek Mill.
Yes. Shout out to him. When we come back, we're going to close out with some good gossip. Okay.
Gossip.
You guys keep it locked. Don't go nowhere. It's the takeover. Welcome back to the Takeover with your girl, Shay McCray. And of course, we are inside the room with State Representative Brandon McGee. And Brandon, all this social media stuff is really getting to be a lot. I'm not going to lie to you. And, for even a post to even affect you, to even pay someone $20,000, did he bother? He got up under your skin that bad?
I mean, $20,000, that's a lot.
Pay me something. I would have did something. I would have reported the page anyway. But
Shay, before we close, did we ever get on the whole
Fat Joe? No, we did not. So we're gonna close on this gossip.
So anyway, make sure y'all follow me _BLMJ_ on Instagram, YouTube Inside the Room, Spotify Inside the Room, and be a part of our little fan club Inside the Room on Facebook, where we keep you updated on what we're doing. And as always, thank you for all that you do and follow us here on Inside the Room.
Yes. So what happened? What happened?
Well, clearly how I got this was Mr. Fat Joe was in competition, or what they're calling a versus, with Ja Rule.
I heard Ja Rule burnt them.
I did too. But anyway.
I love them both though.
Fat Joe, in one of his comebacks or whatever, was like, something, these dusty beep.
My team is rich. We rich bees over here. They rich. What? I'm gonna just tell you how it is, because I want to be on his team. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he wasn't lying. Remy, Ashanti, they rich. They have money. Okay, keep going.
Remy is my girl. I love Remy. Remy came to Connecticut to campaign for me when I ran for mayor in the city of Hartford. But anyway, I know that's right. Fat Joe, he apologized to Little Mo and Vita for what he said in terms of calling them, dusty bees and all this other stuff. And I think, and let me just say this to her defense.
Didn't call them dirty.
Okay.
He was fighting a fight.
Whatever.
And he didn't say no names. He said, what you have back there. And keep going.
Okay. Neither here nor there. All I'm saying is, in light of Michael K. Williams dying of an overdose and so many other Black, brown artists, addiction is real. Because I think he also called folks crackhead, or he insinuated, and
that you could find him in the crack house.
We know Little Mo's history. She's very successful, but she also had a run in her life, and I don't know the story of Vita too well, but I guess she was just saying, look, we got to be a bit more sensitive. Nonetheless, she did accept his apology, but folks are a little sensitive nowadays. It's a versus, y'all. So anyway, 50 Cent,
they're too sensitive. Go ahead.
50 Cent, Mr. Curtis, he put his little 2 cents in, backing up Fat Joe, and saying what he said. And, Remy Ma, she backed up Fat Joe.
Yeah, she did, because she was basically like, listen, he wasn't talking about. He said nobody had even come out yet when him and Ja was going back and forth. We didn't even know you was in the back. Second, I was in the car when you walked through through the parking lot, and he hugged you and showed mad love as usual. No need for your followers to tell him anything. As someone that personally knows you, I'm sorry you were offended. That's what Remy, one of my, I'm sorry, just said. But anyway, shout out to them. Come on, let's keep the peace, you guys. That's what I'm all here for. And I just appreciate you guys for just joining us again here inside the room on the takeover. We don't have a special guest today, but today's topics was a little lit. I'm not gonna lie. And spicy. So look forward to see who we have next week. And you guys make sure you tell someone, download that FUBU Radio app and follow Brandon. Let them know again where they can follow you.
Follow me on Instagram. I'm trying to get my numbers up.
I know that's right.
MJ_. And
he's I have never seen someone with a blue check that has 500 followers before. I'm just kidding. Okay, 5,000. Look. But that's what's up. I'm jealous. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just pushing 17,000.
I'll save my verses comeback for next week. How about that?
Okay, cool. Thank you. I appreciate it, because we don't want nobody offended up in here. But you guys, make sure y'all go like us on Facebook. That's FUBU Radio. And follow us on Instagram, official FUBU Radio. And follow me, Shay McCray. All right. You already know the vibes. We let each and every week here on The Takeover. It's your girl, Shay McCray, on FUBU Radio, baby.
Happy birthday, Keith.
That's a joke, inside joke.